Today we're going to talk about a nice guy story a good friend shared with me recently. Our characters are LR, the nice guy in question, and my friend. We'll call him Gabriel, and the nice guy target that we'll call Susie. So the story starts at a bar, where my friend Gabriel met a lady he fancied. But LR apparently had called dibs, probably in his head, but Gabriel had already gone up and asked her out. LR decided to beg Susie's friends to convince her to go out with him, instead of actually talking to her. Susie politely declines as she already had a date with Gabriel, but didn't want to tell LR that it was with Gabriel since they were friends. When LR doesn't back down, he begs her for a small meetup earlier in the week before her date. She begrudgingly agrees. So it sounds like this guy can't take the hint that she kind of doesn't want to go on a date with him, which is kind of weird, but I could see in his head how he wants to try to convince her to maybe take that date, and then she's just gonna fall in love with his personality and then all of a sudden not want to go on a date with his friend. But I feel like that just makes you look like even more of kind of like an asshole, because for one, she already knows she has a date. She doesn't know it's with his friend yet, but she said she literally has a date with someone else, and now you're trying to basically convince her to go out with you earlier and charm her, I guess. I really don't know why is what I'm asking, because like normally you pick up on these things and you're like, okay, like this, maybe I shouldn't try this hard for someone I barely even know, but that's just me. Maybe it'll go great. All right, let's get back to the story. I'm guessing he thought his perfect personality would win her over and he could cuck Gabriel. But let's see how this meetup went. So it's a Tuesday night and they meet at a bar, probably when they were still open before the whole quarantine hit, where he proceeds to talk over her and tell her the coronavirus isn't real, because she was explaining how she just got over pneumonia. Tells her Republicans aren't all bad, because nothing drops panties faster than politics. He explains he wants to make music, and get this, he doesn't have a job. And then proceeds to make her pay for drinks. He thinks the date went amazing, and that'll show Gabriel not to politely ask a girl out instead of begging her friends to date him. So apparently this is a normal occurrence of LR trying to make sure Gabriel doesn't get with anyone. I think there's a scientific term for this: penis shielding. So I don't mean to come off like a goddamn robot while I'm reading this, but like I guess it's just hard for me to read and animate a little bit. But yeah, just looking at this section of the story, it's more of that lack of self-awareness. Like you're on a date and she's clearly not into it. Like you can just look at someone and just read the room a little bit, and you clearly see that she's not into it. And then on top of that, you're like, hey, fucking pay for me. You're gonna fucking like me. You like me, and you're gonna fucking pay for me also. Like, I don't understand. Like, would he want that? Would he want a girl that's just like completely the opposite of what he wants personality wise, and then is like, hey, you're gonna have to pay for all this shit? Like, I just don't get that lack of self-awareness. Or maybe it's just something. It's like almost like a talent to have that little self-awareness, I feel like. But whatever, to each their own. A little bit. Let's continue the story. Susie and Gabriel's date went well, and apparently LR goes full-blown nice guy Super Saiyan 2. States that he, and this is a quote, is a nice guy, roll credits, that he has feelings too, and she probably thinks he's just another angry white guy. Now apparently Susie's friends, for some reason, had a thing for LR, or at least wanted that sweet nice guy peen. LR knew this and proceeded to tell Susie that her friend is fat and he prefers skinny girls, but was begging the friend for nudes. So Susie and her friend completely block him. Like, bro, you had it. You were so close. And it matters so much for the next part of the story, because like you had it. Like, someone was willing to have sex with you. For some reason, someone looked at you and said, there's a penis on that and I want to hop on that. Like, just out of everyone in the world, she wanted you. And you completely just stamped out every part of having sex with her or her friend or anyone in that group. Like, I don't get what you're thinking. Like, I guess maybe that's a little incel growing inside of him a little bit. That's just like, you know what, I really do hate women in general anyway. So like, why am I even trying to begin with? Maybe he thought he just was never gonna get a chance, so he's just like, you know, I'm just gonna bash her, my friend, her friend. Everyone's getting fucking bashed. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Let's just get to we're almost at the ending, guys. Let's get the next part. So now he decides to turn the friend group against Gabriel, or tries to. I don't know how he has friends, but alright. The friend group lets him know that none of this is Gabriel's fault as much as he thinks it is, except for one friend who was new to the group. She didn't really know Gabriel or LR, but when Gabriel told her about his nice guy antics, she was able to put the pieces together and realize this guy's one level before full intel. which is fitting because apparently he is almost 30 and a virgin. I'm just gonna take a second to pause the story right here for a minute, just cut back to what we were talking about before. Like he had a moment, he had just a sliver of hope not to be a virgin for the rest of his life because someone just took pity on this poor man. Like they're just looking at him like, Jesus Christ, like you poor thing, like just come over here, stick your penis in me for like 5 seconds. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And he just was like, fuck that. Like I almost commend the balls on this man just to throw his balls on the table. Like, listen, you are gonna pay for my shit, and your friend's fat. Get her the fuck out of here. Like just the balls of entitlement on this 27-year-old man child. Like I don't get it. But yeah, just wanted to point that out real quick. Although there's nothing wrong with that, but kind of shitting on your friends to get some is pretty messed up in my opinion. He thinks none of his bad traits should be looked at as red flags or judged, like the fact that he has no job and is lazy and only wants dime pieces. That wraps up one of the stories about LR the nice guy. If you liked the video, give it a like and sub for more. Gabriel said he has more stories about LR, so I'd like to keep doing stories on this, and definitely just keep doing more Reddit readings in general. This isn't on Reddit, this is just a story that he told me, and he said he has more, so yeah.